Hi Geminis, and welcome to your March 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead of March. Thank you all so much for coming and checking out this reading. I will be giving you some intuitive messages for the month, as well as a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon, which will be linked below. Let's dive right into it. Geminis, moving kind of quickly this month. Okay, so intuitively, I'm feeling for your sign that you've kind of made it. You've kind of surpassed a previous limit. You're operating in a new plane. You're totally out of a previous layer of relevance to yourself. So this is an adjustment period for you, and this could last honestly like throughout a lot of 2022. Okay, it's like now you just don't have to worry about the previous concerns. Like it feels like you're meeting your bases a lot easier. You've adjusted your lifestyle. You've known what you want to do with yourself now, and now it's not survival mode anymore. It feels like for your sign, it's not a matter of getting by. It's not a matter of paying the bills. Now it's a matter of self-actualizing. Okay, so we have this issue where it's like, but I'm so used to surviving. I'm so used to just paying the bills. I'm so used to getting myself by, and that being like the main, objective. And now it's kind of hard for me maybe to step out of that and do what matters now. Like there's maybe a muscle memory attached to getting yourself by and surviving. So even though you don't have to do that anymore, even though you've made the right choices, even though you're totally fine, you're still like, what have I done wrong? How can I, work more hours? How can I, boost my surplus even more? How can I survive? But it's like you don't need to be thinking that way anymore. Isn't about survival for you anymore. This is about actualization. This is about soul fulfillment. This is about solving your own previous unfair situations, transcending out of unfair situations, not even thinking about that stuff anymore because you've healed it. You've basically done the job, Gemini. You've done the healing. You've done the groundwork. Now you have to evolve a little bit, and this is meaning to me that you're going to probably be operating in a muscle memory that you're not accustomed to, or building a new muscle memory. Basically, I'm also feeling this for Scorpio and Taurus as well. This has kind of to do with the nodal shift, where we were in your nodal paradigm over the last year, and now we've moved to the new one. This is like a part of that transition, is existing in a new plane and learning a new skill sets. And I don't know, it feels like having a good resume, having a good contact point with your identity, knowing who you are now is how we move forward here, okay? And I feel that a lot of March, especially in Pisces season before the equinox, is just going to be like, what do I want? What do I want now? Do I want to just continue what I've built so far, or do I want to step into a new role or step into a new place? And during the first 2 weeks of March, I would reserve as much time as possible to give yourself that dialogue, although you might also have to take some actions during that time as well. And this could kind of look like a makeover of sorts, or a return to a previous muscle memory of self-expression, so that you have a connecting point to muscle memory as to build new structures in your life. That is the best advice I could possibly give you for this month, is connect to old muscle memory that is kind of not the majority of your expression, or taking up all your time, and then allow yourself to start stepping into these new paradigms, because they are here this month. Let's talk about your week to week, Gemini. Week number 1, you've got the Hanged Man rooted down by 8 of Pentacles reversed. So yes, there's this kind of want, and this is across the board, but your sign is really going through it. It's like, I don't like my work anymore. I don't want to keep doing it, but it is generating security for me. So I'm just going to kind of stagnate there. We have a majorly weird, and I would almost say abusive relationship with the concept of security right now, with money, with repetitive income. Okay, and we might want to start breaking that down at this time and understanding what we're living for, and why we have stepped into a certain place, okay, and into a certain set of desires. Do we feel good being here 10 years from now? Do we feel good looking back at that point in time and seeing that we chose not to change things now. Does that make us feel good? That's a good way to understand the first week and how you want to move forward. Week number 2, you have the Ten of Pentacles rooted down by the Five of Cups. Some of you, yes, may be leaving behind a certain structure in order to have meaning in your life. And there's kind of like a relinquishing or a release that is a little bit sad with that, but you have to understand what it's giving you in return. Nothing is ever taken without another thing being given. Nothing is ever sacrificed or released or broken without a concomitant new structure coming in. So that will be a source of comfort for you if you let it be. You could also see that there's a weird thing with your family coming up in the second week, or there's like a pessimism within the family, or even a dispute in the family about resources or about how to spend or how to gather or save. Okay, and this could be like extended family as well. And I feel for you, you've just got to really be stepping into self, and you've got to not be so reliant on them or not be so concerned with their decisions. And in the third week, you have the Justice reversed, rooted down by the Star. This is right during the equinox. So I think that you are waking up and having this New Year energy, mainly investing itself into the energy of your life of what hasn't been a fair investment of your time, what you do feel has been an unjust or unfair representation of your energy. And there's maybe a new level of vulnerability and a new truth coming in for you with the Star rooting that down. Like as you realize that something wasn't a fair use of your time, or you were giving yourself to something that would not be fair for you in the long term, or would not be a just use of your skills or talents, you have a complete stripping away of the previous status quo of your life, and you are back to square one in a way, or you are back to the drawing board. You are rebalancing your health and getting healthier for that. That takes guts, doesn't it? That takes major, like, impetus and soul life force power to withdraw your focus from something that's no longer right for you and to take a time of re-empowering or rediscovering how you want to express. Okay, that's to me what your New Year's energy in the third week of March, new moon in Aries, that's what your year ahead looks like to me as well, is a reappropriation of your energy and a reappropriation of your life force. Okay. Week number 4, you have the Queen of Swords rooted down by Five of Pentacles. We have some budget cuts, perhaps. We have some relinquishing again, or things that have to change in order to allow this to happen. And this is something that I was talking about a lot in Taurus's reading, where it was like, we can't just keep creating debt for ourselves. We can't just keep living above our means and leveraging these things that we dislike in order to have some sort of satiation in the present moment and never be able to get away from stuff, never be able to transcend or move on. We have to start divesting ourselves from the monetary implications so that we can do what we want to do, so that we can, because here's the thing, we have this situation in this economic system where having a huge amount of money or spending power is associated with freedom. And I would like to say that it's that purchasing power that does that, not the money spent. Okay, so if we're consuming all the time, if we're spending all of our money, if we're creating more and more debt for ourselves, leveraging what we have, we are creating ourselves as a certain type of servant or a certain type of non-free entity. So freedom for you, Gemini, and all the other signs, is going to deal with spending less, and it's going to deal with saving more, and it's going to deal also with having a period of time where you do that maybe for quite a while, if you don't really have it yet, where you do that for quite a while in order to get back to you and to get back to who you are. Okay, so let's talk about getting back to you, Gemini, and the way that your self is coming through in this new way in your extended reading on Patreon. Okay, I will link that below and in the center of your screen. Much love and have a wonderful month. Bye.